There's one phase during the crisis escalation cycle of a meltdown where setting limits is the most productive thing a parent can do, and here it is. Hi, I'm Mike Woods. I have a master's degree in conflict management. I'm a crisis prevention instructor, and today I'm going to show you how to successfully respond to your child's meltdown during the refusal phase of the crisis escalation cycle. And here's 3 things that you'll learn in today's video. 1, how to know when your child's in the refusal phase. 2, how your child ended up in the refusal phase. And 3, what's the best strategy to use to respond to your child's meltdown during the refusal phase. So number 1, how do you know when your child's in the refusal phase? It's easy because no matter what you attempt to do, your child is going to refuse. Verbally by saying, no, you can't make me do that. I'm not going to do that. And probably a few other choice words along the way. If your child's nonverbal, then they're going to physically act that out. For instance, with my son, when I try to transition him from point A to point B during a meltdown, he physically resists letting me do that. That tells me that I'm in the refusal phase with him. It's called the refusal phase because that's the stage that marks a decrease in the ability to think rationally. Your child's blood pressure is going up. Their heart is beating faster, their adrenaline flow is on the increase, and on the flip side of that coin, their compromising skills are decreasing, their reasoning skills are decreasing, their logical thinking skills are decreasing, the ability to really listen to what someone is saying is decreasing, their ability to communicate is decreasing. Number 2, what are the possible reasons why your child is in the refusal phase? The number 1 reason typically is because when they were in the tension phase, the matter wasn't dealt with effectively. Now, if you haven't seen the tension phase video, the one on problem solving, you need to click on the link above to watch that first, because in the crisis escalation cycle of a meltdown, the tension phase is the phase that your child first goes through, followed by the refusal stage. So make sure that you get a chance to watch this video. Another possible reason why your child is in the refusal stage is because they didn't have the ability to communicate effectively while they were in the tension stage. And this is true of kids who are nonverbal or barely verbal. And that's why it's important to use some type of visual or alternative communication device so that they can tell you that they're in the tension phase. Well, when that isn't resolved at the tension phase, this is how you end up in the refusal phase. And the third reason your child could be in the refusal phase is because at the tension phase, they were dealt with in a manner that was inconsistent or very abrupt. And number 3, the best strategy to the refusal phase of the meltdown cycle is to set limits. And set limits just simply means to offer choices with consequences. A lot of people will offer choices, but they'll forget to state what the consequences are. And then kids act all surprised when they have to receive those consequences. So make sure that you state them. I can say, hey, you know what? You need to calm down and sit in your chair. Or I can say, you can choose to calm down and sit in your chair, and if you do that, you can continue to watch your movie. Or you can continue to get loud and scream, and we'll turn off the TV, and you'll have to go to your safe spot. That's an example of setting limits. I offered 2 choices, and I stated what the consequences were. And catch this part because it's important. I stated the positive consequence and choice first. Why is that? Because when someone's in the refusal phase, a lot of times they don't listen to everything that you have to say. And so make sure that you state the positive choice first, because if there is a negative choice in your limit setting, they're going to tune you out right after that, and they may not hear what the positive choice might be. And remember, some advantages to setting limits or offering choices with consequences is 1, that you still allow your child to retain some type of control over the situation. And if you have a child who loves to be in control, this is very useful. Okay, and the other thing is it allows a child to save face. Both of these things are very important, and if not addressed, can continue the escalation cycle. So A choice allows them to exert some type of influence over what's going on and allows them to save face. And then don't forget, if kids are nonverbal or barely verbal, you want to set your limits in a visual format using an if, then, or when, then picture style format. Hey, and remember this, to stay calm and manage yourself first, because you'll do a better job at managing your child in the crisis escalation cycle of meltdowns if you do that. Click on the link above to see this video on managing your frustrations during meltdowns. And listen, if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the section below. And while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel.